Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos.
1. Boat, plane. You're probably scratching your head thinking this is a typo. It's not. The Cosmic Muffin is actually a boat, recycled from Howard Hughes' Boeing B-307. Hughes' former flying office was deemed unflyable in 1969 and rather than spending its days in a landfill, it was transformed into an exotic boathouse. The Cosmic Muffin might not be so easy on the eye when you compare it to other boats, but it is so unique that it has garnered attention from CNN and Ripley's Believe It or Not, and has even featured in Jimmy Buffett's 1996 song, Desdemona's Building a Rocket Ship. 2. Aerial refueling. No, this is not what you're thinking. Most people confuse this with cars towing each other when one has broken down, but this is aerial refueling, also referred to as air refueling, in-flight refueling (IFR), air-to-air refueling (AAR), and tanking, is the process of transferring aviation fuel from one military aircraft, the tanker, to another, the receiver, during flight. 1. The two main refueling systems are probe and drogue, which is simpler to adapt to existing aircraft, and the flying boom, which offers faster fuel transfer, but requires a dedicated boom operator station. The procedure allows the receiving aircraft to remain airborne longer, extending its range or loiter time on station. A series of air refuelings can give range limited only by crew fatigue and engineering factors such as engine oil consumption. Some of the earliest experiments in aerial refueling took place in the 1920s. Two slow-flying aircraft flew in formation, with a hose run down from a handheld fuel tank on one aircraft and placed into the usual fuel filler of the other. First mid-air refueling, based on the development of Alexander P. de Seversky, between two planes occurred on June 27, 1923. There are dozens of aerial refueling aircraft used by militaries across the world. Filler up, boys. These aircraft are quite common, but their purpose is definitely interesting. Aerial refueling aircraft are used by militaries across the world. These petrol stations of the sky allow for extended missions, especially by fighter aircraft which may have limited range and endurance.
How do you feel about this being your final flight, sir?
It's a bit sad. It's not my final flight, just my final flight in this beautiful jet. Pretty soon I'm going to be in that beautiful jet.
Yeah, Gucci boys! Got a good disconnect?
Three. Aerial firefighting. Aerial firefighting is the use of aircraft and other aerial resources to combat wildfires. The types of aircraft used include fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters. Smoke jumpers and repellers are also classified as aerial firefighters, delivered to the fire by parachute from a variety of fixed-wing aircraft, or rappelling from helicopters. Chemicals used to fight fires may include water enhancers such as foams and gels, and specially formulated fire retardants such as Phosgene. The DC-10 air tanker has been in service as an aerial firefighting unit since 2006. The turbofan-powered aircraft carry up to 12,000 US gallons of water or fire retardant in an exterior belly-mounted tank, the contents of which can be released in 8 seconds. 3 air tankers are currently in operation, with the call signs Tanker 910, Tanker 911 and Tanker 912. 4. Plane Restaurant. This plane-turned restaurant opened in 2016 in Wuhan, and is China's very first airplane restaurant. The Boeing 737 named Lily Airways is a unique eatery located in the cabin area of the aircraft. Situated in one of the busiest shopping areas of Wuhan, Optics Valley Pedestrian Street, Lily Airways also features a flying simulator where patrons are able to experience what it's like to fly a passenger jet. Airplane housing. While you wouldn't find a plain house on the corner of your average street, it's not as uncommon as one would think. Some pretty crafty individuals with architectural vision have created nifty airplane homes. Bruce Campbell's home is this Boeing 727-200, located in the middle of a forest in Oregon, USA. Campbell reused some of the original equipment in the old Boeing, accentuating the reclaimed materials, instead of removing them. Shuttle carrier aircraft. Shuttle carrier aircraft (SCA) were two extensively modified Boeing 747 airliners that NASA used to transport Space Shuttle orbiters. One is a 747-100 model, while the other is a short-range 747-100 Senior. The SCAs were used to ferry space shuttles from landing sites back to the shuttle landing facility at the Kennedy Space Center. The orbiters were placed on top of the SCAs by mate-demate devices, large gantry-like structures that hoisted the orbiters off the ground for post-flight servicing, then mated them with the SCAs for ferry flights. In approach and landing test flights conducted in 1977, the Test Shuttle Enterprise was released from an SCA during flight and glided to a landing under its own control. And lastly, we have the Airborne Observatory Station. Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy (SOFIA) is a project conducted by NASA and the German Aerospace Center to maintain an airborne observatory station. SOFIA is based on a Boeing 747 SP that has been modified to include a large door in the aft fuselage that can be opened in flight to allow a 8.2 feet diameter reflecting telescope access to the sky. Able to fly anywhere in the world, the observatory is able to get above most water particles in the atmosphere for more clear infrared imagery. NASA awarded the contract for the development of the aircraft, operation of the observatory and management of the American part of the project to the University's Space Research Association (USRA) in 1996. The DSI Deutsches Sophia Institute manages the German parts of the project, which are primarily science and telescope related. SOFIA's telescope saw first light on May 26, 2010. SOFIA is the successor to the Kuiper Airborne Observatory. It will observe celestial magnetic fields, star-forming regions, comets, nebulae, and the galactic center.
That brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching, and hey, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos.